Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 22nd. Today is the day of prayer for the legal protection of unborn children. This is Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and the Ave Maria Radio app. I'm Matthew Handley. Coming up, the Trump administration changes definitions of gender. But first, your local weather in this news. The landfill search in Lenox Township for the remains of 30-year-old Ashley Elkins has been called off. Roseville Police Chief Mitch Berlin says they worked through the weekend to try and find her, and the effort ended on Sunday. Evidence that has been collected will be analyzed and turned over to the Macomb County Prosecutor's Office for possible charges. Elkins has been missing since January 2nd, and her family believes her former boyfriend, DeAndre Booker, killed her. He is charged with lying to police. Warming centers are open throughout Metro Detroit to help people get some relief from the single-digit temperatures that have been blasting the area. The Pope Francis Center in Ypsilanti is one of them, and Father Tim McCabe is the president and CEO and says they have had room for 100 people.
Ford gave us a shuttle transit van to use, so we're going out and picking people up on the streets. If they want to come in, we'll just bring them in here.
That center is in the 2900 block of West Hancock, and it is one of two emergency centers in the area that were open overnight, along with the Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries on Woodward Avenue. Detroit's Public Libraries and Recreation Center was also open yesterday as a warming shelter. A broken water main in a West Side neighborhood in Detroit has resulted in several cars being trapped in ice. The water main broke at Vaughn and Constant Street several days ago, and the Detroit Water and Sewage Department has not yet been able to make repairs. Bethany Groobs lives in the neighborhood and says her Ram truck is among the vehicles that have been frozen in.
Something has to be done right away. We can't live in these conditions.
The DWSD says they are working on a plan for the repairs. Hundreds of area schools are still closed through today. I'll have a full forecast in a few minutes. At least 100 protesters marched through downtown Grand Rapids yesterday to call on the city to refuse to help federal officials who are expected to start rounding up people to be deported. President Trump has promised a mass deportation of people as he starts his second term, and Movimento Caseca GR organizer Gemma Lowe says they need to put up a fight.
There's people in here that been for more than 20 years contributing to society, working on those jobs that nobody else takes, working in harsh weather, and that's why we're here.
She says they were out in single-digit temperatures because they care for their community. Lowe says the fear is always there that people who have immigrated to the U.S. will be deported. And on the auto beat, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is upgrading its investigation into Ford Motor Company's Blue Cruise hands-free technology. The regulatory agency says they are moving the investigation into the engineering analysis phase after two fatal crashes occurred. You're listening to Michigan Mornings. Now this.
Never miss an episode of Michigan Mornings. Get each show delivered to your email inbox every morning by subscribing at purplecatholic.com. That's purplecatholic.com.
The cold weather advisory is in effect until noon today. We'll have increasing clouds and warmer temperatures in Detroit. Our high will be 17. Tonight we may see some snow showers in the area with lows around 16. Thursday will be mostly cloudy with temperatures around 26. Friday will be mostly sunny with highs in the lower 20s. Saturday will be mostly cloudy with highs around 30. The cold weather advisory is in effect until noon today. We'll have cloudy skies and warmer temperatures in Saginaw. Our high will be 17. Tonight we may see some snow showers in the area with lows around 14. Thursday will be mostly cloudy with temperatures around 25. Friday we'll have increasing clouds with highs in the lower 20s. Saturday will be mostly cloudy with highs around 30. Welcome back to Michigan Mornings. I'm Matthew Handley. The second Trump administration is here and is promising sweeping reversals of Biden-era policies, including federal definitions of gender. John Bursch, VP of Appellate Advocacy for the Alliance Defending Freedom, discussed the changes on Catholic Connection.
This is incredibly important, and they hit a home run with this because they're now forced to try to roll back the clock on 4 years of a Biden administration, which consistently trumpeted their reality, which is that a trans woman is a woman. And that meant that boys who identified as girls could be in not only the showers and the locker rooms at school and on the girls' sports teams, but also in the female prisons, that federal workers weren't allowed to speak the truth about sex when it comes to pronouns and beliefs about the created nature of the human person. It kind of goes on. And this executive order reverses all of that. It declares that there's a new day. And right in the definitional section, it says women or women, and girls or girls shall mean adult and juvenile human females, respectively. So it's just returning to that Genesis passage in a way that's going to start to reverse the terrible harm that's been inflicted on women and children.
I'm looking at Section 2, Policy and Definitions. It is a policy in the United States to recognize two sexes, male and female. These sexes are not changeable and are grounded in fundamental and incontrovertible reality. Under my direction, Trump says the executive branch will enforce all sex-protective laws to promote this reality, and the following definition shall govern all executive interpretation of and application of federal law and administration policy. As you mentioned, Johnny says sex shall refer to an individual's biological classification as either male or female. Sex is not a synonym for and does not include the concept of gender identity. Women or woman and girls or girls shall mean adult and juvenile human females, respectively. Men or man and boys or boys shall mean adult and juvenile human males, respectively. Female means a person belonging at conception to the sex that produces a large reproductive cell. Male means a person belonging at conception to the sex that produces a small reproductive cell. And it goes on. I mean, it's really a good thing for those of us who believe in the reality of the human person and the dignity of the human person.
More conversation like that is coming up on Catholic Connection today at 8 a.m. Lumen Gentium says, by an utterly free and mysterious decree of his own wisdom and goodness, the Eternal Father created the whole world. His plan was to dignify men with a participation in his own divine life. I'm Matthew Handley. That does it for this edition of Michigan Mornings on a Wednesday. Lord willing, I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.